Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Thor Windsport 34J. If you're looking to get into the RV lifestyle and you want the amenities that a motorhome offers, like being able to travel and use the bathroom or get into the fridge, then this is a great one to take a look at. This one has bunks in the back, I'll show you in a little bit, plus a drop-down bed and a tri-fold sofa so you can sleep the entire family. It's phenomenal. Let's actually start off here in this main living area. So I talked about the tri-fold sofa. That's what you have right here. And the thing I like about this setup is directly across is the dinette, which makes a natural great place for conversation. Also, the TV is right across there too, so you have a good viewing angle from right here. And as I said, this does fold out into a bed. All you do is you remove the cushions right here. This part will actually lift up and pull out, and then this back cushion drops down. I'll actually show you real quick here. So these big thick cushions come off. We'll set them right over here a second. And then just like this, as I said, it folds out. You can fold these legs down just like that. And there you go. It basically kisses the dinette right there. Fold this down. And then you have sleeping space right here where you can sleep 2 adults. So this is just one of several beds that we'll go through as we go through the Windsport. But as I mentioned, this one can sleep quite a few people, which is great. You'll also see the window right there, which leads right out to your campsite, or rather gives you a view to the campsite. And then right underneath the cabinets, you have a couple LED lights. You have speakers under here and electrical outlets. So anyone that is sitting here on the couch, if they need to charge any cell phones or anything like that, it is quite easy to be able to plug those in. You also have the storage up top here. As you'll see, it is strut supported, so that way it's easy one-hand operation. Put that back real quick, and if you look across the way, you will see the dinette, as I mentioned. And so, kind of like I said, it's natural to have great conversation between these two seating areas. I like when they're able to put them next to each other like this. This table is a dream dinette, so this drops down as well. This just goes right down, kind of sits down there. You can take the cushions, put them on top. This makes a smaller bed. Probably not really meant for adults, but it is good for little kiddos, or if you have a pack and play, need to get it up and out of the way. It works for that as well. You'll also notice you have cup holders built into the table. That is fantastic for when you're driving down the road. You can put your cups in there. That way, if you're hitting bumps and stuff, you know, your cups aren't falling, spilling all over the place. And as I said, you have the TV here, so that way, whether you are sitting in the dinette or preferably if you're over on the couch, you're able to watch the TV there. You'll see a little bit of storage right here too. This pulls out nice and easy, kind of a hidden storage area, which is nice. And if you take a look on the wall right here, you'll see one of many multiplex controllers. This is a remote. So what you can see right here, you have your ceiling lights on there. You also have the bunk control, which I'll show you the bunk in just a moment. Cool thing about this though too, folks, you can actually pop this right off the wall. You can take it with you and it'll still operate right here. I can turn the lights off just like that, turn them back on. If we turn around real quick, I'll show you the bunk, kind of how this works. 500-pound weight capacity on here with this remote. You simply hold the bunk down button just like so, and you can watch the bunk drop down. There is a ladder. I have it currently in the bedroom that connects right here, so that way any guests can quickly and easily climb up in here. But the thing I love about this drop-down bunk is it's hidden, it's tucked away, and take a look at this. It has a mattress that's built in, so what you can do is you can make that mattress, or make the bed, put the sheet on there, and then just put it up, so that way when you do have guests, you are good to go. Moving back over to the living area here, a couple quick things I wanted to mention on the dinette. You will see that there's an electrical outlet right down below in case you need to charge anything. And if you're traveling with really small ones, as I mentioned, it's great for pack and play. If you have a car seat, you can see this right here. You have a spot in which you can have that car seat safely installed as well. That way, your little ones don't have to miss out on vacations. Beautiful kitchen right here, solid surface countertops, high-rise pull-out faucet. I like having a pull-out faucet. I take a Keurig when I go camping, and so that way it can be over here. Can take the faucet out and just fill it right up without having to take the water basin off. That's pretty handy. And then right here, if we take the sink top covers off, you can see the double bowl undermount sink right there. So that way it's nice and easy to wash and rinse dishes, especially with that high-rise faucet. A couple lights up top here, as well as an electrical outlet. So if you need to plug anything in, you do have a spot in which you can do it. Window right behind there. This one is a roller shade, which I like, rather than having your standard like Venetian blind in the kitchen. With the roller shade. You have the frosted glass up top here instead of the wood to kind of help break up the look a little bit. And an adjustable shelf right there, as well as another one right over here. Next to that, of course, is a microwave, big oversized microwave. You can take a look in there, 30-inch, I believe, is the size of that one there. Right down below, you have the backsplash and the side splash here. This is actual tile, so, you know, high-end. It's not just a sticker. I like the fact they put actual tile in here. Open this up for your 3-burner cooktop right there. Obviously, the glass, when it's down, acts as more prep space. Lift it up to cook with the recessed cooktop. And then you have a pretty good size oven underneath here as well, if you like to do some baking while you're camping. This top drawer isn't a full-length drawer. You can see right here it cut back a little bit. They couldn't run it all the way back because the sink is in the way. So they gave you the full-length front, which I like. That way it looks uniform throughout. And honestly, it's still a very usable drawer. And then you have 2 more large drawers underneath that. Right next to that, both of these open up to the same compartment. But you'll see that it's a great spot for a trash can. If you want to put some cleaning chemicals in there, you can certainly do that as well. On the other side of the kitchen here is your entry door. As soon as you walk in, you'll see a bunch of controls right here. You have your main disconnect switch there, also your solar controller. Multiplex right here, so this you can control your awning as well as the majority of your lights. Again, you can pop that off. And you will also see that you have a light right down on the steps. So it's a great courtesy light. That way, if you're coming back at night, you can walk in without tripping over the steps. Residential refrigerator right here, stainless steel. You can take a look in there, plenty of space. The top has an ice maker, so you don't have to buy bags of ice. And the great thing about having a residential refrigerator is it cools down much quicker than your RV refrigerator. So while it does only run off either shore power or the generator, the great thing about it is you don't have to leave it running overnight to get it cool. It'll cool itself off in a couple hours. Right next to that, you have the large pantry here. You'll also notice 2 pull-out drawers for anything that you want to put in there. And then right here on the wall is the main multiplex system. This is great. Rather than having the big ugly panel, everything is condensed right here into the touch screen. You can see the home. You have lights on there. It quickly shows you your temperatures for both your zones as well as your tanks, your voltage on your batteries. This one does have auto genset, and there's a bunch of different things that you can set your generator to start on. So that way, if you go away, your generator will fire up. You can set it on temp. You can set it on time. You can base it on the refrigerator, all those things. So depending on, you know, the settings you have will depend on when that generator fires up to make sure that everything in here is nice and cool or running the way that you want. Again, you have lights, everything else on there, HVAC. This is a fantastic system, and this is wired into all those smaller individual panels that I've shown you throughout. Right here on the other wall is the 2 bunks. The cool thing about this is it is slightly versatile. I've had some people that tell me that it kind of looks like a closet, and that's because it's intended to. And the reason that I like this, though, is that it grows with your family. So as the kids are young, you have 2 bunks right here. Each person, each kid here will have their own TV. They don't have to fight over it. The ladder's built in, windows and everything right here. But as the kids grow older and they no longer want to go camping with mom and dad, it's no longer cool, then you can actually fold this up and you'll see a hanging rod right here, and you can convert this entire thing into a closet. Now, when it's just the 2 of you and you're going for extended vacations because the kids are off in college or graduated doing their own thing, whatever it may be, you have a lot more space for clothes. Right over here is the bathroom. Open this up for you so you can take a look. You can see you have big countertop space in here, which I like. It goes all the way behind the toilet here, so not only does this give you a spot to put lots of decorations, more importantly, it's just a lot of usable space. You have the electrical outlet, hand towel ring, mirrored medicine cabinet up top. You do have the multiplex control right in here. Obviously the sink with the stainless steel bowl, so upgraded bowl, which is nice. Toilet paper holders right off to the side, easy to get at. Then you have a little bit of storage there underneath too. Right up above me, you'll see you have some storage there. Vent fan is there on the ceiling. The toilet. Porcelain toilet, easy to clean. As you can see, I have plenty of space both in the shoulders here as well as for the legs, even the door shut, no issues whatsoever. And then right next to me is the shower. You have the triple glass pane door on there. And when I step in here, just to give you a frame of reference, I'm about 6 foot. As you can see, I have no problems in here at all, which you wouldn't expect in a Class A. So, you know, if you're a little bit taller, no issues. You won't, most likely won't have to bend over. Kind of a textured wall in here. It's kind of neat. And then you also have the hand wand. They used like a brush nickel rather than your standard white. Again, just to kind of make it a little bit nicer looking. So then we talk about this right over here, which is the TV mount. So you may be thinking, Ian, but when am I going to watch a TV in the hallway? Well, if you remember when I talked about when the kids moved out and this forms into a closet, this one right here actually drops down and this also becomes a sofa. So if you don't want to use it for a closet, you still have a sofa here, another place to sit. And from there, you can sit and watch the TV directly across the way. So again, you have a lot of versatility in this motorhome. And then as you can see, you have a little bit of storage both above and underneath that TV area. You have the slider door here to close off for privacy. And when you walk into the bedroom itself, again, the multiplex control is right over here. You have all the lights from over the bed. Your main living area you can shut off, vanity. You'll also see on this one, you have your gen start. So that way if you want to, fire that up in the middle of the night, granted if you have your auto gen start for temp, you can do that too. But if you want to manually do it, that's where you would do that at. Right here is your TV for the bedroom. Cool thing about this though, they're not wasting any space. Kind of a hidden little storage area back there. It is strut supported, so it lifts up nice and easy for you. Underneath, you have kind of this little desktop area. You have the window and then electrical outlets as well as a charging center with plenty of USB ports. That gives you a place to charge all of your electronics. And then 2 large drawers here underneath. Over to the side of that, you have wardrobe space. We'll open that up. You have the hanging rod going all the way across there. There's also a table that is stored in here. I'll show you where that goes. It's actually meant for up in the cockpit area between the driver and passenger seat up there, but this is kind of where it's stored. Large wardrobe going all the way across though, and then you'll see you have 4 large drawers here underneath too. This one does come with a king size bed, so if you want a little more room when you sleep, you want to be able to toss and turn a little bit, the king size bed here will allow you to do that. You'll see the nightstands on both sides with drawers, electrical outlet on the one side there. You also have additional storage up above that. That is a hanging rod up there too, so again, more places in which you can hang your clothes. And then you have big storage areas up above the bed, and once again, strut supported there. Your second AC, of course, is in your bedroom. Both of those are ducted together, but again, you have 2 different zones. The thermistors are, you have one in here. It's actually placed underneath here. So that'll be one of your thermistors. The other one's out in the main living area. That way, again, you can have those 2 separate zones and change the temps depending on how you want to be comfortable. Last piece on the inside I want to talk about is the cab itself. Both the driver and passenger seats do swivel, so you're able to utilize this space while you are camping or staying wherever you may be staying. And as I mentioned about the table, that is where that will sit. That way both these seats can turn, you can have a meal, play a card game, whatever you want to do there. 3 cup holders right here in the center. I know it seems minor, but if you've driven long distances before, you know how important cup holders can be. You also have the little rest mat there for any cell phones, wallets, things like that. This I really enjoy, 10-inch screen. If you have trouble seeing the screen a lot of times in a lot of motorhomes, you don't have to worry about it in here. The 10-inch makes it really simple. It is touch screen. It has navigation built in as well. So if you want navigation, there it is. You can put in exactly kind of where you want to go. It's pretty convenient. But this is Bluetooth capable, everything you need, radio right there. Your heat controls, AC controls right underneath that, as you would suspect. You also have some plugins there for 12-volt USB port. Right over here, you have your fans as well as your Genset. So you want to fire your generator up. Cab lights, you can turn those off or on right here. And then the shade in the front. This one is built on the Ford F53 chassis. Over to this side is your emergency start. So in the event that your chassis batteries die, you can hit the emergency start. It'll pull off the home portion batteries, so that way you can actually get your coach started so you're not stranded. Lights are over here as well, as are the auto level system, so that way you can touch a button to level everything out. And if you're going through colder climates, you have heated mirrors here, power mirror controls right over to the side too. Another cup holder for the driver, and then you have the speaker right there. On the passenger side, real quick here, if the passenger has to do work, maybe you have a laptop or tablet, this is actually really neat. You'll see you have the 12-volt plugs right over here to the side, as well as your standard 120 right down below, depending on what you have to plug in. And then this folds out just like so. So that way you can sit right here and be on your laptop or your tablet while you're traveling down the road. Now that we've seen the inside, let's talk about some of the outside features on the Windsport 34J. As I mentioned, this one is built on the Ford F53 chassis with your Ford V10 power plant in there. Your mirrors here on the sides have your side cameras built in, so that way as you're traveling, you put on your blinker, it'll help cover those blind spots just to make sure that when you're switching lanes, you're not accidentally hitting someone. Right here, I forgot to talk about this when we were inside. This is actually kind of cool. If you have any dogs that travel with you, this is a window specifically for them. It's right at their height, that way they can sit right here, be able to see out at the campsite so they're not getting anxiety while you're not in the coach with them. If you take a look up top, you will see the essentially armless awning. The arms are horizontal instead of vertical. That way when you touch the button, it comes right out, same thing to go right back in, and you have the LED light strip on there. Frameless windows here as well, which not only look nicer, but also helps protect the seals because they're tucked behind the glass here, so that way they're not getting nearly as beat up by the elements. Also, because of the way they open, you can essentially have them open while it's raining, and you're not going to get a bunch of rain in there, but it's also not going to get stuffy in the coach either. We take a look underneath here, you'll see the compartments. Notice you do have a little bit of pass-through right up top there for some of your larger items. The thing I like about this though is the fact that it's a rotocast. So what that essentially means is it's a plastic composite. And so if you do get it wet in here, it's not gonna rust out on you. It'll stay looking nice. You'll also notice you have drains right in the bottom here, so that way you can drain the water out. You have lights in your pass-through compartments here as well in your garage storage. Those are controlled by that multiplex system that I showed you right inside that main doorway. If we open this one up, this is actually part of the same compartment here, but you have another light right over here. Main entryway to the coach is located there. You'll see a power step. As you'd expect, you open it up, power step drops right down for you. You also have the grab handle here to make sure that you have easy entry and that you're not slipping or losing any control. Then you'll see you have the window in the door too. Not only is that to help let in light, but also if someone does come knocking on your door, you can see who it is, see what's going on. Propane will be located here. Nice and easy to fill that as well as get to it. And if you have something you want to hook up, you have a quick propane quick connect right there. You don't have to get in your hands and knees underneath. It's protected. You know exactly where to hook it up at. If that way you can set up a grill and everything right out here underneath your awning. TV located here with your sound bar. The sound bar is Bluetooth capable as well. So if you want to connect to that with your cell phone, play the music off your phone, you have the capability to do that. And then right underneath here are your batteries. You'll see here your house batteries as well as your hydraulic pump right over here on the side. One of the things I do like that Thor does really well is they try to make it troubleshooting as easy as possible. And one of the things you can notice is right here. If you'd see each of your hydraulic lines, notice how each one is color coded. That way, if you do have any kind of issues, you can call up. They'll help you troubleshoot the lines because they know exactly which one you're talking about. So we can kind of see that throughout. There's a bunch of things they do. Same thing with the slide outs. They do some things there that just really make the troubleshooting process a lot easier. Hopefully you never have to use it, but if you do, I'm glad that they do it. Right over here is your electrical outlet. You do have the two there, so if you need to plug anything in outside, that's your place. And then in the very back is the outside kitchen. I love when manufacturers are able to put this into a motorhome because you just don't see one that's super functional very often. I think they did a pretty good job here. The main thing, of course, is the refrigerator. This is where you're able to put your condiments, your beverages, everything right out here. A little bit of storage off to the side with a light up top. Another thing that's cool is your sink. You'll see you have this stainless steel sink right here, but underneath you have this little switch, and that's essentially for a macerator pump. And that way, basically what you do is you pump any water right out of here into the gray tanks. That way you don't have to, worry about dumping or anything like that. In fact, if you open it up, you can see access to that pump right there. Also over to the side, you have a drawer. Anything you want to stick in there, you're able to do it. Right back here is one of your other storage compartments. You'll see this one is a little bit taller. Again, you have pass-through, you have a door there on the other side. And just like before, you also have a plug right there in the bottom. Right here on the back is your fresh tank fill. So if you plan on going somewhere you don't have water hookup, you want to make sure to put water in your fresh tank. Beautiful rear cap on here. Mounted to that is your rear ladder, so you can climb up onto the fully walkable roof. You'll also see the window back there. If you can kind of see it up there, there's also the backup camera located right up top. And then if we drop down, right down here is your hitch. Folks, something else that's pretty fantastic, that is an 8,000-pound hitch. So if you plan on doing some heavy-duty towing with the gas coach, this one can certainly handle it. Now bear in mind, if you're going to be towing close to 8,000 pounds, you're probably going to want to travel a little bit lighter. You know, while the hitch can definitely handle it, you know, if you load out the coach plus you try to tow 8,000 pounds, you might have a little bit of a struggle. If you take a look at the driver's side, one of the things you'll notice right away is that you have basically a full wall slide on here, really opening up that space inside as we saw. Another thing you'll notice is right up top, you have a slide out topper on there too. That way, when you're parked, sticks and pine cones and things that fall down aren't getting on top of your slide and jamming up your seals. If we take a look underneath, we'll run through some of the storage bays here. This one is the other side of that storage I showed you in the back. Not quite as deep here, but again, it's still very usable. You'll see the light there. Your fuel fill right next to that. As we open this one up, big storage area here. Just like the other ones, you have the plug at the bottom as well as the light. Moving up a little bit, cable inlet right in there. 50 amp plug-in right next to that. And then right here is your main wet station, the majority of your water hookups. So I showed you where the fresh water fill is. City water will be right over here. You have the outside shower, of course, with hot water access. Something cool that Thor does, you see this black panel, you have tanks behind there. Your sensors are actually mounted on the outside. So in the event that you have a sensor problem, it's a lot easier to change them. You can take this panel off. You'll see the sensors located right there. Again, they're trying to make troubleshooting easy for you. You'll see your gray as well as black tank valves, and they are aptly colored. And then right over here is your black tank flush. Again, you have the light in there, so if you need to get in here at night, you can see what you're doing. Moving up a little bit further, 5,500 watt Cummins Onan Jenny right there. So that way, if you don't have shore power, this will basically run everything in the coach for you. And as I mentioned, that one does have the auto gen start. So this is a storage area, but you'll see a couple other things. One is this right here. This is your inverter. This is for your residential refrigerator I showed you that was inside. Again, a light in here. And that little box right there is what controls your slide. So again, I talked about ease of use and troubleshooting. With this right here, there's a little button right there. You can actually click that. It's 6 or 7 times, and it will flash a code at you, letting you, you can call in. They'll let you know what that code means again, so you can troubleshoot it. That way you're not stuck with a slide that won't go in. So not that that's a common issue at all, but they don't want anyone to be stuck. And then right up front here, open these two up, just like we had on the other side. You have big storage compartment running all the way through both doors. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2019 Thor Windsport 34J. If you're interested in this Class A and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.